So now I am bringing in a beautiful guest of mine, and I am so excited to bring in Christine. I'm going to ask her to come in just a second, but I wanted to show you this very powerful before and after photograph. Now, this is Christine. I love Christine, and you're going to love her in a moment. So Christine she released 17 inches off her waist, 17 inches. I think, and you can correct me in a moment, Christine, when you come on. I think she released over 70 pounds as well of fat, and witnessed in 17 inches off her waistline. So I'm not going to say it anymore. Christine, come on in. I am so excited I'm going to stop my share here, and I am going to bring you in, Christine. Let everybody know, how did you feel 3 years ago before you started working with me? How did you feel?
Oh, it was a nightmare. That's the word. And I've described it to Sophie before, I was in what I considered a cage of pain, like literally constricted cage of pain. I had multiple autoimmune diseases, including inflammatory arthritis, fibromyalgia, skin lupus, a bunch of other ones. I was very overweight. I was full of stress and depressed. I had a stroke, and my numbers were terrible. I was in brain fog all the time, and it was a contributing factor to me having to leave the job that I was doing, working for a school district with special education students, because I could not physically do the work anymore. And I even had mentioned, and I've shared, that if something fell on the floor, it stayed there till my husband got home, because I couldn't get down and get back up. It was a nightmare.
Wow. And I remember very clearly, as clear as the light is day, the first time that I spoke to you. So you took the plunge, okay, and you said, okay, I have to do something. Tell me about that, and tell me about kind of what was the most surprising thing for you. What was the first thing that you noticed? Well, tell me about first, taking the plunge. What made you take the plunge?
I had tried everything. I mean, people talk about big box stores. Well, there's the big box plans, the big box diet and weight loss plans, and don't eat this, don't eat that, don't cut out this food group, no carbs, nothing, weigh this, measure this, count your calories, count your points, whatever it is. I tried it, and nothing worked. And so when I had my breakthrough call with you, it was something just immediately clicked. For me, it was intuitive, because I tried everything that there was. I was in my 60s, and I think I had tried everything that possibly was, including the grapefruit diet or whatever it was, grapefruit and cottage cheese. I think I ate for 3 months or whatever it was. And I was desperate. And I thought, you know what? This makes sense to me. This makes sense to me. And I'm just going to do it, because there wasn't really anywhere for it to get worse. I was pretty much rock bottom, and I was incapacitated. And so I took the plunge, and you're right, it's been 3 years. I was 64, because I'm going to be 67 this year. And almost immediately, I noticed a change. And the big thing for me was about 3 weeks in, and I was meal prepping some delicious food, and something fell on the floor, and I just bent over and I picked it up. And it hit me that I just bent over, picked it up, and nothing cracked, and I wasn't incapacitated. And so I realized right then and there that this was the program, and it became more than a program. It just became how I live.
Wow. I remember so clearly, Christine. I remember that time when we were on the call, when we were on the coaching call, and I remember you saying, I have been released from this cage of pain. It's gone. I've stepped out of the cage. And it was just this incredible, beautiful sort of light and revelation to you. And it happened so incredibly quickly. I want to ask you, Christine, because you have tried so many different things, as most of the women I've worked with do. They've tried everything from Weight Watchers to every diet known to man, to the whole thing. So when you were in Ignite, what makes Ignite different? What made it unique? What for you is like, oh, this is totally different?
There are a lot. If you have an hour, I will tell you. It's not just the food. It's not just eating healthy. It's not just seeing my numbers become so incredible. I couldn't believe it. It wasn't just the energy that I felt. It was also a very supportive group of women who are light, why we call them light warriors, who want you to succeed and lift you up to succeed. But it's also this, there's the mindset component where you realize that you've been selling yourself short, that you maybe have a lot of negative self-talk, like you are hard on yourself and you judge yourself. And when you let that go and you realize that the sky is really the limit. The universe has unlimited potential for you, and you can really do whatever you want to do when you are feeling this way, and you start being kinder to yourself, then you become kinder to all the people around you. Like we think we're all these big caretakers of everyone, but really when you have depleted resource and you're giving every last thing you give to other people and not taking care of yourself and not loving yourself, they're really getting, as one other woman that I know in the program says, they're just really getting the scraps, but you think you're giving them your all. They're just getting the leftovers. So that is one of the very unique things about the program, that it's a total mind, body, spirit program. It's not just a diet, eat healthy program.
Yeah, beautiful. And what would you say is one of the sort of biggest, I mean, you have had such extraordinary results. I wanted to show Christine all the beautiful pictures that I have of you. There's that beautiful picture of you in the gorgeous, like little pink sleeveless dress. There's that and I know that very quickly you have had over the last few years, which is true for so many igniters, is everybody saying to you, what are you doing? You look amazing. What is happening? Your skin is glowing. Everybody says something has changed so sort of fundamentally about them. So will you talk a little bit about the results, as it were? Because I know a lot of people who are watching will be really interested in what were the most kind of, powerful results that you experienced sort of pretty quickly.
Sure. Well, in addition to releasing 72 pounds and 17 inches off my waist, my numbers are amazing. I think the last time I had blood work, I mean, I don't have all the numbers that you were speaking about earlier. I'm actually going to be going for a complete chem panel tomorrow. But my most recent ones was my overall cholesterol was like 120, and my triglycerides are like 56 or something ridiculous. The bad cholesterol, which was very, very high, is now like 54. And my blood pressure is 118/68. I am on no medication for any pain management because I don't need it. I've been at my ideal weight for almost 2 years, and I don't really even know what else. If there's other things you'd like to know. I mean,
that's amazing. That is incredible. And so, ladies, just to know, because you really don't often hear this, that, Christine, it took her, a few months to get there, but I think you lost about 20, 30 pounds, right, when you were actually in Ignite. And then, you got there and you got all those numbers in. And I remember when you shared all the difference in your blood markers, we were all like, oh my gosh, which so many women do. But, I think what is why you are such a beautiful testament, Christine, to the work that you've done, because you've worked really hard. This doesn't come without an enormous amount of commitment and hard work and dedication. And as you said, it's an inside out holistic journey. It's about growth. It becomes about way, way more than numbers or weight. Isn't it funny that so often, just a few weeks in, everyone's like not even talking about weight or belly fat anymore? It's just, that's just a total, that's almost like a side because it's happening. Everybody's getting it. It's happening. So what we're really coaching on and talking about is you finding your greatness, you bringing that out, you becoming the gorgeous, strong, super ager, the light that I know you to be, and I've had the honor and pleasure of being with and seeing you. It's almost like this beautiful unveiling, Christine. It's an unveiling that I see with women in this program. It's getting rid of, isn't it, all the heaviness, the stories, the narratives, the beliefs, and the fat and the weight and everything. It's releasing all of that. It's an unveiling to see what you now sit here in your beautiful energy and your beautiful light, being the super ager that you truly are. So Christine, what would you say to somebody who's listening, who's like, you know, gosh, I want to, you know, maybe do this, and, you know, so if somebody's thinking about that, what would you say to them?
Well, first, before I said anything to them, I would ask you all a question. If you do not, and I shouldn't say it, how do you feel right now? Do you feel your most fabulous self, mind, body, spirit, energy, because the energy is through the roof? Do you feel fabulous right now? And if the answer is, it sounds like an infomercial, but it's true. If you don't feel amazing and fabulous right now, and if you can't see yourself feeling amazing and fabulous in the future, definitely this is the program for you. I mean, you learn to love yourself in a way that you have always been taught maybe you shouldn't, or maybe, you know, whatever, but you learn that by taking care of yourself, you're opening all the possibilities for yourself and all the people around you who love you. And it's, if you want to go from barely being able to walk to the end of the driveway to get your mail to hiking the Grand Canyon and you're at almost 67, I would suggest this might be the program for you. I mean, if you are feeling painful, if you are feeling caged in like I did, I'm telling you, I tried everything, and it is the most freeing program ever. And I would say take a chance on yourself and give you the gift of taking care of yourself.
Beautiful. Oh, Christine, I just always, it's a joy and it's a pleasure. Any chance that I get to spend time with you and that I get to see you, and I know I'm going to get to see you later this year on the retreat, which I'm so excited
I can't wait.
Yeah, I know. So thank you. Thank you for taking time to come on. Thank you for inspiring everybody. And really thank you, because, you know, I think, you know, and if anybody's watching and you are in your 50s, or if you're in your 60s, you know, Christine started this, what, you were 63, you said, when you started this.
I was on my way to 64 because I'm going to be 67.
Yeah, on her way to being 64. And so often at this time of our life, we're like, oh, well, you know, we've got to settle, and we're told that we have to settle, and we see people around us settling. And, you know, and what an inspiration you are, not just to everybody here today, but I know that in your life, Christine, I know that the way that how you now show up and who you are, you know, as a wife, as a member in your community, who you are for everybody in your life, you truly have become, you are what we call this week a super ager. But even more than that, you have really unveiled this beautiful light and this greatness within. And it is an honor and a joy to see you living your life in the way that you are. Thank you for coming on. I love you so much.
I love you too, Sophie. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.